Hey y'all, Marlon Saunders back on the Marlon Saunders Show here on KHTS 1220 AM at Santa Clarita's hometown station. I'm here, talking with my kids. We're talking a little bit about now how to make this world a better place. We can learn a lot from them. My son Mason, who's 8, he said, sometimes he and his friends will fight. But they'll make up next couple hours. And hey, what do you want to play now? If we could just have the heart of a child, sometimes the mindset of a child, in that we are determined to have peace, we are determined to have healing, I believe we'd make this world a much better place. I'm curious to ask them, 8 and 6 years old. Sydney 6. Sydney, let's start with you. Now you're 6 years old. Mm-hmm. What would you tell other children if they ask you, how can I make this world a better place? What would you tell them?
I'll actually tell them to love no matter what.
Wow. Love no matter what. So no matter what people do to you, you don't necessarily, if they do bad to you, you don't turn around and do bad to them.
You actually do good to them.
Yeah. And if everybody could just have that mindset of loving no matter what, we might start to have a better world. Do you think it's hard to love or is it easy to love?
It's kind of middle. Depends if they're nice or it depends if they're not nice. I mean, it depends.
Yeah. Sometimes people create an environment where love just naturally flows out of you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people create an environment where you have to make yourself love and force yourself. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, Mason, you're 8.
Yep.
Same question. What advice would you give other children who are like, what can I do to make this world a better place?
Basically what you and Sydney said, you have to love people no matter what. So, because if you don't love people, then that can turn to a whole nother situation that it doesn't need to happen. Mm. You could just love them, and then soon they'll turn back and return the favor. But if you don't, then that can go in something way different. It'll go way off track. Something like that.
Yeah. Guys, the truth is, God is love. Love is God. When you say you love somebody, you're actually saying, I God you. In other words, the same love that God gives me, I'm giving to you. The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. He did something about it. Love is not a feeling. Love is an action. What's one thing you do, Mason, that shows that you love people? Name one thing.
I always help them in tough situations, and I already make sure they're okay and make sure nothing bad's happening in that situation, or they're not getting bullied, or nothing's happening, no harm's happening to them.
Yeah. Sydney, what's one thing you do to show people that you love them?
Well, actually, I just same thing that Mason did, but I also help bullies still because I'm still a nice person.
Yeah. Why? Oh, I get what you're saying. So people who are not so nice, you try to help them become nice.
Yeah.
You don't mean you help bullies like you help them bully other people.
No.
Okay. But
Never, no.
Yeah. If there is a bully, you try to talk to that bully.
And try to make them nice and get friends to play with. Mm. And so they won't become bully anymore, to make the world a nice place.
Okay, that's deep. Listen. Seriously, listen to what she said. She said, I help the bullies, try to get them people to play with. First of all, little bullies grow up and become big bullies if they don't have help. But notice she's locating a need within that bully. One of the things Sydney has noticed is you obviously are not feeling enough love around you, enough acceptance around you, enough people to rally around you to get you to have a different perspective on life. She says, so what I try to do is find other people to also play with them that's good and involve them. Sometimes, people hurt people because they're hurt. Scratch that all the time. Yeah. Hurting people hurt people, or hurt people hurt people. And the truth is, sometimes we need to get to the root of what's going on and not so much focus on the effects of what's going on. A lot of times we can get caught up in results, we get caught up in effects, and we'll forget there's a cause to every effect. Here's what I want to ask you guys. What's one thing you've learned by living in my house? One thing you've learned.
One thing I've learned is to always give people second chances and never make sure anybody in the house is left out, because eventually that could lead to something really bad.
So everybody deserves another chance.
Second chances.
Everybody. And second chances sometimes are really the 1 millionth chance. But everybody deserves chances. What's one thing, Sydney, you've learned living in my house?
Mine is actually loving them no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
We're big on loving people no matter what. We're big on giving people second chances and other chances and more chances and all of that. Mason, you know.
Can I sing a song?
Hang on. Sydney said, can she sing her song? Oh, the song that you wrote? Yes. 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 Sydney is 6. She wrote this song. Tell them what your song is.
It's called Chances Can Make Your Dream Come to Life.
6 years old. You actually wrote that when you were 5.
Yeah.
The song is called Chances Will Make Your Dreams Come to Life, right? You want to sing some of it? Go.
Chances can make your dreams come to life, come to life. Chances can make your dreams come to life, come to life.
Oh, Sydney! That girl a rock star. So, okay, now Mason is a huge Michael Jackson fan. And, you know, I know you love Working Day and Night and
Beat It
and all that.
Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
All that.
The last song on the concert DVD that we always watch, the last song before he flies off in the rocket.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the song?
Make the world a
Yeah.
better place.
Yep. And the name of the song is called Man in the
Mirror.
Man in the Mirror. And Michael Jackson is saying, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, right? Which means you have to start with you. You have to start with you. What's one thing, Mason, you are going to do to make this world a better place?
To make this world a better place, well, if I ever become president, because I'm kind of, this morning I started thinking about that.
Wow.
But if I ever become president, I'm thinking about banning some stuff, making stuff more restricted for, like, more Pacific people, like not just handing guns to random people, but handing guns to probably like the Navy, Army, police, people who help our country.
Now, y'all, I didn't tell him to say any of this. This is out of the mouth of an 8-year-old. And let me tell you something, dude. You will be president. I believe that. You have everything it takes now to be president of the United States. I believe that. All I'm saying is when you become president, make sure I get tickets to everything I want tickets to. I need tickets to the game.
Basketball games,
right,
Lakers games,
right.
Probably like playoff games.
Yep. That's it. That's all I ask for my son as president of the United States. That's all I ask. Before we go to break, Sydney, 6 years old,
Again?
what's one thing you're going to do to make this world a better place?
I will help everybody that I see, especially if they're arguing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do everything to make the world a better place.
Yeah. Just help people. Just help people.
I'll help everything.
Yeah.
Can I sing the mic?
Awesome. We got to go to break, you guys. We'll come back in a couple minutes. Got to go through a couple of commercials, and I'll see you in about 2 minutes. Hey, you guys. Marlon Saunders here on the Marlon Saunders Show. You know, we've been talking about pretty much all morning. What can we do, you guys? Our country needs some serious change. We cannot continue to just let things happen, watch things happen, but we have to be the change that we wish to see. I really wanted to have, you know, prior to Wednesday, I really wanted to have a light show today. Even though I woke my kids up this morning and asked them to be on the show, we had talked about it briefly a week or two ago. And we were just going to have a really laid back, fun, jokey show because we like to get together and have fun and laugh and just joke. But in light of the events on Wednesday, it's hard to do that today. It's hard to joke and it's hard to just be calm and laid back. And I apologize to my kids, first of all, because they thought that they would come in here and we'd be able to just do what we do every day. Just sit back and just laugh and say a bunch of crazy stuff and just really have a good time. And so they thought they'd really be able to do that. But in light of the events on Wednesday, we're not really able to do that. So I want to say I'm sorry to them, because it wasn't really fair to them to bring them in at 8 years old and 6 years old and say, be serious, because our country is in a crisis. We're in a serious time period right now. The season is a call to action, and so it wasn't really fair to them to do that. But I also want to commend them, because they've done a fantastic job switching over. You know how kids are; they like to just go crazy. They love to do it, but they've switched over and been able to really have a serious conversation and help us really take a look at ourselves. And so thank you guys for doing that. Now, I promise you, I'm going to bring you guys back so that we can have a good time. Today, the show took on a different tone, but I'm going to bring you back so you can do what you love to do. Sydney loves to crack jokes and say things. So does Mason, and rightfully so. They're 8 and they're 6.
I love to sing.
And she loves to sing. And so today I brought the seriousness out of them, but I'm going to bring them back. Last thing I want to ask you guys, and this will be it, and then I'll take you to get something to eat. When you grow up, ultimately, what would you like to be? What would you like to be? Mason, let's start with you. You're 8-year-old, handsome young man. What would you like to be when you grow up?
A pastor.
Really? What about that is attractive to you?
I get to help other people, maybe non-Christians turn to Christians after a while. And yeah, it's like that pretty much.
Wow, that's awesome. So you really get to like be there for people. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Sydney, what would you like to be when it's all said and done, you grow up?
I actually want to be a nurse.
Really? What about a nurse is appealing or attractive to you? What about a nurse do you like? What do you like about the fact that you can be a nurse? What do you like about that?
I kind of like helping other people, kids and adults.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you both have picked careers where you can help people and change people's lives. Mason mentioned just before we went to the break that today, for the first time, you thought about being the president of the United States. You know, here's something I want to say, and then we're going to go home. We have to teach this generation and the generation coming behind them, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You can do whatever you want to do. Sydney, at school, one of the assignments they had at school was to create their own business. And you remember doing that?
Uh-huh.
Create their own business.
My business was, well...
It was a fashion business.
Yeah. It was actually called Dress to Impress.
Dress to Impress.
Sydney's Dress to Impress.
Yep. Sydney's Dress to Impress. I'll never forget it. Sydney's Styletastic Solutions. And she had 3. She was a personal shopper, or you dress people.
I give them pictures.
Right.
I give them pictures, and
you had 3.
I shop with them, and I think I kind of shop for them and do all the work.
Right. I remember, Sydney, you had 3 categories. You had you choose, we choose, I choose. Yep. And you choose was you send them pictures and they choose what they want to wear.
Yes.
We choose means we work together on your style.
That was 25 cents. And the first one was 5 cents.
Yes. An hour.
Yeah. An hour.
$5 an hour.
$5
an hour.
Yeah.
And $25 an hour. And then the last category, I choose, means I'm going to go and do all the shopping and everything for you. Here's my point, guys.
That was $50.
$50 an hour, right? Here's my point. that lesson there taught Sydney that you can own a business. You can become an entrepreneur. You can do this. And at 6 years old, she built this business on paper that she presented to her class. We have to teach our generation now, and the generation coming behind us, you are more than just somebody who can shoot a gun. You're more than somebody who can fight. You're more than somebody who can just do something that does not bring the ultimate in peace, unity, and reconciliation to our country. You guys, we have to teach and show that you're more than what you think you are. Now, in order to teach that, we have to believe that for ourselves. We are more than what we believe we are right now. God did not create you for you to just make it, for you to just be, for you to live paycheck to paycheck, for you to just live bill to bill and to barely keep the lights on. God did not create you for you to get the latest and greatest in technology or the latest and greatest in cars or the biggest home. God created you to make a difference and to be changed. If this world is not better after you've left, you did not fulfill your assignment. You are here so that this world can be a better place. My son looking at me as a pastor saying, I want to be a pastor, speaks volumes. My daughter saying, I want to be a nurse, who, by the way, your Auntie Kathy is a nurse. And so wanting to be a nurse, looking at her aunt and seeing that us as parents, my wife Tamara and I, we do the best we can to teach them, to lead and guide them, also to protect them and to show them you're not just anybody, you're somebody special. I want to challenge you on Facebook. Listen, one thing you can do, stop posting all of those fight videos. We talk about peace, we talk about unity, and yet we think it's funny to post street fights, and we think it's funny to post violence. One thing you can do, maybe you don't have a microphone, maybe you don't feel it in you to call a rally, but the first thing you can do, stop posting violence on your Facebook page. Stop posting senseless things on your social media pages. Make up in your mind that I might not be able to do everything, but at least on the things I have access to, I am going to control that and speak and preach and teach peace through that. As you log onto my Facebook page, you won't see people out in the street fighting. You won't see people cussing each other out and slap boxing and things that we think are funny and cool to look at. Then I want to turn around and get upset when a young man goes into a church and shoots people in a Bible study. Listen, it's not funny then, and it's not funny when we post cell phone videos of people fighting in the street. So make up in your mind, I'm going to at least do what I can. I want y'all to hit me up, man. I'm getting ready to be the change that I wish to see. I can no longer sit by and just watch life happen and hope and pray for the best. I'm praying, but faith without works is dead. I'm ready to get to the works part now. I have faith that God will keep me and sustain me, but now I have works that I need God to bless as I work my stuff. Hit me up on Facebook. Search Pastor Marlon Saunders on Facebook. You can go to the Marlon Saunders Show on Facebook. You can find our church website page, valenciachristiancenter.org or .com, and find us there. Again, tomorrow at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. here in the Valencia High School Performing Arts Theater. The Valencia High School Performing Arts Theater tomorrow at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. I am going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to give my official pastoral response to the state of our country today. And I'm going to issue an official call to action. I'm going to lay out the game plan of what God is calling me to do as a pastor in the Santa Clarita Valley. We can no longer just sit back and be comfortable having cool church with donuts and coffee on Sunday mornings and then just going home to our comfortable air-conditioned homes while this world goes down the toilet. We now have to get out of our church walls, get out of our beautiful homes, get out of our cars, and change our community, and have this community change our city, have the city change our state, have our state change our country, have our country change our world. But it's starting starting with me. I'm no longer looking to see who's going to do it. I'm going to do it. So if you're in the area tomorrow, anywhere close to Santa Clarita, join me at Valencia Christian Center tomorrow at 9 a.m. and or 11 a.m. while I roll out this plan of what we are going to do to change this world. Like Michael Jackson says, my son's favorite artist and mine, one of mine too, it starts with the man in the mirror. Look in the mirror, tell me who you see. It's your own reflection. Join me tomorrow. If you cannot join me tomorrow, the speech will be up on YouTube, Facebook, on all the social media outlets, and you'll be able to see it then. I'm praying that the speech I give tomorrow will be a viral clip that ignites change in our country and change in our world. Until then, you all, we're praying for the families and all of those associated with the horrendous tragedy in Charleston, South Carolina, in Emmanuel AME Church. We're praying for all of those who have been victims of tragedies over the years. Our hearts and our prayers, our thoughts are with you, but our actions are about to be with you too. Until then, God bless. I love you guys, and I'll see you next Saturday.